I try not to make too many videos like this because I feel like I'm just being a motivational speaker, but one of the main reasons why I started this YouTube channel back in 2016 was to give people hope. A lot of people in their 20s, too many people, feel like they're just stuck in life and they don't really know what they want to do with their life, yet there's so much pressure to be in a stable relationship, to get married, to buy property, to have a stable job, to settle down, and this pressure comes from everywhere. Our parents, our friends, social media, because social media is just a life highlight reel, right? And it feels like everyone is living an incredible life, except for you. And I know this feeling, I feel very passionately about this because I've been there. My first job when I was 13, I was a paper boy delivering newspapers. I did that for 3 years, morning and evenings. Then when I was 17, I was a waiter while at high school. At 18, I was a factory operator part-time. At 19, I worked stacking shelves at a supermarket. At 21, I got a 9-to-5 office job. Throughout this entire time, I had no real direction, no motivation. I was just kind of doing the bare minimum to survive. But at 22, that is when everything started to change. I realized that at any point in time, you can change the direction of your life. You can design your own life. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It's not easy to turn your life around. I'm not here to tell you that it is going to be easier, but in this video, I'm gonna go through the steps that I took to turn my life around and hopefully give you at least some hope and motivation that you can do the same, because there's nothing particularly special about me. I probably have an average IQ. I mean, I've never been tested, but I don't think there's anything innately special about me. I don't think that I'm genetically gifted or naturally super talented in any specific area, but I've genuinely built my dream life and I'm super, super happy. I wake up every morning, I go to work on businesses that make a big difference, a big impact in the world, and I couldn't be more grateful for what I have. There are about 4 or 5 main super powerful things I did to turn my life around in my 20s, but they're all kind of irrelevant. They don't matter unless you have this one thing, and that is a burning desire to change. If you just kind of want to turn your life around, it's really not enough, right? As cliche as it is now, you need a strong why, a reason to wake up in the morning. And for me, it was that I'd kind of been mediocre my whole life. Average grades at school, average job, average everything. And I wanted to prove to myself that I was worth more than that. So at university, I went all out. I studied hard, I studied smart, not to prove anything to anyone else, not for the grades, not for any kind of extrinsic reason, but to prove to myself that if I really put my mind to it, I can achieve whatever I want. And it all paid off. I ended up graduating in the top 1% of my university, and right there was proof, hard evidence, that if I put my mind to something, that I really can achieve it. And then it's like, okay, how do you cultivate that burning desire in the first place? And I'll tell you how I did it. I started building my talent stack. So the talent stack was first coined by Scott Adams, and it was basically where instead of trying to become an expert at one particular skill, you instead develop a number of skills at an above average level that work well together, that can give you a competitive advantage above everyone else. And suddenly becoming successful becomes far more manageable, because if you focus on just one single thing, you need to be world class. You need to be among the best in the world at that one thing. Think Tiger Woods in golf, Lionel Messi football, Elon Musk in business, but realistically, 99.9% of us are not going to get anywhere near that level. Therefore, building a set of skills at an above average level around that main skill would make a lot more sense. So in my early 20s, when I first started my business, my main skill was kind of productivity, personal development. Then I started learning how to edit videos and uploaded my first video on YouTube. In the process, I added video editing to that skill set. I then downloaded Photoshop and started learning how to use it to make thumbnails. Then I added graphic design to my skill set. Then I needed to learn about SEO to rank my videos, and so I added that to my skill set. And after a while, all of these kind of skill sets added up. I'm still working on building that skill set up. For example, I'm in the process of writing a book, so I'm adding the skill of writing to my talent stack. And it's not like I'm trying to be an expert with every skill set, right? I think aiming to be in the top 10% with all the skill sets that you're developing is kind of a good target to aim for. And this way you can very strategically build your own success. The most important thing here is that if you don't really know what you want to do with your life, if you don't know what direction to take, which was the situation that I was in, it's so important to just keep trying new things, because you don't know if you like something until you try it. And one of the ways you can develop and refine new skills is using Kittle. So Kittle is a platform to help design projects either for yourself or for clients, but it's particularly useful for non-designers and semi-professional designers because it's super easy to use, especially compared to other professional software tools. You can create stunning designs super fast. Kittle works right in your browser. It already comes preloaded with fonts and illustration library, pre-made templates, advanced editing tools, and so much more. And with AI directly integrated into the editor, Kittle is the only platform that delivers unmatched speed and seamless workflow, allowing users to create powerful vector designs within just a matter of minutes. So Kittle have sponsored this video, but there's a reason why I chose Kittle for this particular video, because if you don't have a clear direction in your life, you need to be constantly trying new things, experimenting with different paths, stepping out of your comfort zone, and Kittle is perfectly suited for new designers to refine their skills. There are even templates crafted by world-class designers that you can customize with just a few clicks or use for inspiration. Around 2015, I just learned how to edit videos, and I would sell that service to musicians and essentially edit their videos for them. It was my first kind of service-based business, and it was great because the barrier to entry was so low. I had my services up on Fiverr and Upwork, and I made money. And you can use Kittle for a similar business, creating designs like logos, t-shirt prints, posters, cards, and selling the services to businesses on sites like Fiverr or Upwork, or selling them on your own online store to customers. And in starting these kinds of projects, you might not become a millionaire as it's your first business, but, and this happened with me, I learned about business. I learned how important reviews and testimonials and case studies are in order to sell a product. I learned about sales, marketing, copywriting, design, business operations, just things that you just don't learn from the formal education system from school and university. You guys know how much I value the informal education system over school and university, meaning you're teaching yourself, you're learning hands-on, you're not just kind of learning design, for example, for an exam at the end of the semester, but instead you're learning design to make money, to build a business, to put food on the table, to pay your rent, to support your family. And so you'll be so much more motivated to learn because you actually have an intrinsic reason to learn, as opposed to just learning to pass an exam. And Kittle is perfect for that. They have a huge community of professional creators that provide incredible designs and offer just great for beginner designers. So if you do want to check them out, you can get free access to Kittle by clicking on the link in the description. Surround yourself with titans. I surrounded myself with titans, meaning I surrounded myself with people that were achieving far more than me. They were way more successful, they were more ambitious, and this was in person, so I'd go to networking events, cold message people to meet up for coffee, but also virtually by reading books of the all-time greats, listening to podcasts, watching interviews on YouTube of people that I really respected, the best in their field. And what happens is there's almost like an osmosis effect, the process of gradual or unconscious assimilation of ideas or knowledge, where you start to very gradually become more like the people that you look up to. It's like the saying, not you are what you eat, but you are what you consume. And similarly, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you spend a lot of time consuming content of the world's greatest people, you'll become very gradually more like them and start to think more like them and be more ambitious just like them. And I remember before I started university, I read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, an absolutely incredible book where the author, Dale Carnegie, writes about how you should be leading with value. You don't go into a relationship, whether it's a personal, business, or romantic relationship, thinking, okay, what can I take from this person? But instead you kind of shift your mindset to, okay, what value can I bring to this person? And that mindset shift alone has allowed me to kind of build up over the last decade or so a relatively big social and business network, because I try to help and lift other people around me. And this is important because the longest study ever conducted on human happiness, it's an 18-year-old study conducted at Harvard University. The number one thing they found that affects health and happiness is not how much money you're making, it's not how big your house is or how stress-free your life is, it's how supportive and nurturing the relationships are around you. The more positive and supportive people we have around us, the happier we'll be and the healthier we'll be. So basically, the more value you can provide, the stronger the relationships you can build around you. For example, if you're financially stable, you can then provide more support to your family and to your community. The butterfly effect. So the butterfly effect has had, and it's having a massive positive effect on my life. The butterfly effect is a concept in chaos theory, a branch of maths and physics that deals with complex systems. It suggests that small, seemingly insignificant events or changes in one part of a complex system can have significant and far-reaching effects on the entire system over time. For example, when I upload a YouTube video like this one, I really hope that it can just inspire even just one person to turn their life around. And in doing that, that one person might even start creating content like I do and help millions of other level up their life, right? And make more of an impact. And I think one reason why I'm super content with my career and what I do is because, okay, I'm not earning $100 million a year, but I'm having a massive positive impact on millions of people around the world. Just last year, I received an email from a 9-year-old in India, and he told me that he listens to my videos on the way to school to get pumped up for the day ahead. And it's just kind of little stories that where I imagine this small 9-year-old kid on the other side of the world listening to my videos, and it gives me a deep contentment in what I do. I kind of struggle to articulate it. It's very difficult to explain. I think it was Jay Shetty that said that we all need a mission, something bigger than ourselves that keeps us moving forward. And I think that's one of the biggest motivators for me, is that I have a mission to help millions of people, and the mission is far greater than me as an individual. 30-day challenges. I love 30-day challenges. If you want to turn your life around in your 20s, I feel like this is one of the most powerful and practical hacks that you can literally start today. It's super simple. You give yourself a daily challenge that will be difficult to achieve, yet still achievable, and you set a predetermined period of time, so in this case 30 days, and you tell everyone and anyone around you to help keep you accountable, and then you just go for it. And earlier this year, I did a write a book in 30-day challenge. I mean, I've done quite a few 30-day challenges this year, but the write a book in 30-day challenge was really difficult, and I grew a lot in those 30 days. I just hired a personal trainer for 2 months. It's the kind of the same principle, but for 60 days rather than 30 days, to do kind of strength training and cardio. Exactly the same reason to do that challenge. I also recently hired a swimming coach, and I'm okay at swimming, but I want to be better. I want to keep pushing myself. So again, I have a predetermined 60-day window to get better at swimming. And it's those changes, those challenges, and that mindset of always pushing yourself to become better. Over a year, over 2 years, over 3 years, you'll see massive results. If you are interested in doing your own 30-day challenge, I did actually make a video recently on how you can go about it in the most strategic way to get the most kind of life transformative results in just 30 days. You can click on the card on screen to watch that, and do check out this video's sponsor, Kittle, link in the description below.